Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Piedmont Unitarian Universalist Church. Piedmont UU sits on the traditional land of the Catawba, Kiowa, and Sugaree peoples. We honor them. My name is Robin Mara, and I'm worship assistant for Reverend Dr. Amy Rio this morning. We are a flourishing, vibrant, and radically welcoming congregation, which promotes diversity, inclusion, and social justice. We provide a safe haven for creative, intellectual growth, spiritual development, and a deep sense of community for all who join us. We hope our liberal religious values will challenge you to join us as a community that lives boldly and acts justly. To all our visitors and members, we're very glad you're here with us today, and we hope to see you again, whether you're here in person or with us online, and your presence is a gift to us. We have some announcements for this Sunday. Our Madly Generous Evening Goods and Services auction is getting closer. April 5th at the university location right here. We'll open the doors at 5:30 p.m. for refreshments, beverages, and a silent auction. Beginning at 7 p.m., there will be a live auction. And childcare will be provided, so please join us. If you've got submissions for items to be auctioned, please, those are due by March 21st, and we hope to see you all there. The Salisbury Gathering Women's Group is meeting at our Salisbury location this Saturday at 9 a.m., and Reverend Amy will lead us in soul collage. Everyone who identifies as woman or non-binary is welcome to come. And everyone is welcome as our CUPS, that's the Covenant of UU Pagans, chapter hosts a spring equinox celebration on Saturday, March 22nd at 7 p.m. here in the sanctuary. Doors open at 6:30. It's the spring equinox, also honored as Ostara, is a time of growth and emergence. It marks the time of year when the hours of daylight and nighttime are equal, reminding us to find balance in our lives. Please feel free to bring spring decorations for our altar, drums and rattles, and a snack to share after the rite. For more information, contact Cosette or email cups at cuups@puuc.org. And for other important information about our vibrant community, did I skip something?
Just that one.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that was an important one too. They're all important. Okay, Reverend Amy, thank you, Amy. Reverend Amy is offering UU 101 tomorrow night, Monday, March 17th at 7 p.m. via Zoom. This is for people who would like to learn more about UUs and possible membership. Please let her know if you'd like to attend. So you'll be here after the service, and can email Amy too, Reverend Amy too. Okay, so for more important information about our vibrant community, please see your order of service, or if you're on our email list, please check your monthly newsletter and weekly announcements. Whatever brought you to this place at this hour, we welcome you. May you find something you need, and may you leave richer in spirit than when you arrived.
The flame we light each Sunday is a reminder of the divine flame which burns brightly within each one of us, a flame that we are called to trust, the spark of the divine within our very beings, which shows us the way we are called to be. I invite you to please join me now in singing the words to lighting our chalice, the symbol of our faith. I invite you now to please rise in body or spirit for our call to worship. It's found in your bulletin. And let us all share in this together. We have chosen to bring ourselves here to this sanctuary together as a community of faith. We join together in solidarity as a covenanted people who are drawn together by the promise of connection and the mysterious pull of the unanswerable. We draw on experiences of love and wonder to lift our hearts and move us beyond the mundane. As seekers, wanderers, appreciators of nature, connoisseurs of curiosity, and creators of connection, our paths have converged today so that we might become present to the spirit that is worship. And so let us worship together. Our first hymn is found in our gray hymnal, number 86, Blessed Spirit of My Life. Please be seated, and we invite our young ones to come forward for our Time for All Ages.
Ooh, those are sparkly shoes. I love sparkly shoes. Good morning, good morning. I'm very excited to see all of these faces up here with me today. I have a new friend to introduce to you. Can you say hi to Larry? Everyone, this is Larry. Hi, Larry. Larry is a leap frog. What do frogs do? They leap. That is right. What do they leap on? Lily pads. What's the shape of a lily pad? Can you show me with your hands? Show me with your hands. It's kind of like a circle.
It's like this.
Yeah.
It's a circle, but like this.
Yeah. It has like a little divot in it, but it's mostly a circle. That's right. So lily pads are where? In water. That's right. And so the frogs jump from lily pad to stay above the water, right? They also go inside the water and swim. That's correct. When they jump from lily pad to lily pad, do you think that they have to have a lot of trust that the lily pad's going to hold them up? No? You think they just jump?
Well, yeah, because lily pads are super strong. That's why they don't fly.
Lily pads are super strong for the frogs. They don't really hold up humans, but they'll hold up the frogs, right? So this whole month we've been talking about trust, trusting yourself, trusting other people, and today I want to talk to you about trusting.
People can't really walk on lily pads.
You're right, people can't really walk on lily pads, that's correct. Today I want to talk to you about trusting life and trusting your instincts. What are instincts? Yeah, what are they?
Instincts of what you think that's right, and what you can and what you think you can trust.
That's a really good definition. Instincts are what you think is right and what you think you can trust. So in your brain, you're like, my body is telling me this thing. And sometimes that your body is telling you those things to keep you safe, right? When you get scared of something, or when you can see something and you're like, I know that that's dangerous. My instincts are telling me to not touch it, or my instincts are telling me to stay away from the dangerous thing. What are some things that we might not go near because they're dangerous?
The king cobra.
A king cobra, yes. That is a very good example. We stay away from the king cobra because our instincts are telling us that is dangerous. What about a hot stove? Gotta stay away from that hot stove. How many, raise your hand if one of your parents have ever told you to not touch the hot stove because it's hot. I know that's right.
My mom got one today because she was throwing on raining on it, spoiling it, so she got burned.
She got burned on the curling iron because it was hot, right? And she didn't do it on purpose. She didn't take her finger and touch the curling iron on purpose. It was an accident, right? Because her instincts, if she was going to do it on purpose, her instincts would have told her to not do that because that is dangerous. And she knows, okay, this is hot, I shouldn't touch it. But let's talk about when our instincts tell us it's going to be okay. Like the leapfrog, Larry the leapfrog, hopping from lily pad to lily pad. His instincts are telling him, it's okay, I can jump to that lily pad because I know from experience it's going to catch me. I can jump to the next lily pad because I know from experience with the other two lily pads that it's going to catch me. Can you think of something in your life that you might have experienced where you were a little unsure, but you were like, okay, based on my past experiences, I know everything's gonna be okay. You ride horses, right? Yeah. Has there ever been a time when you were riding your horse and you were like, I know I can do this, I can handle this?
Yes. The second time I trotted because I was still new to post trotting. So yeah, I was like, for my first experience, I should be able to do it.
Exactly right. Post trotting can be kind of scary, right? Because you're going faster,
No.
right?
So you're at a normal trot, but you're like going up and down.
Oh,
That's scary because if you're new to the post trotting, it can actually be kind of scary because what if they get spooked by a post trotting and you can fall off?
Right. That's a good point. But you did it once before, because on your second time you're like, all right, I've done this. It's a little scary, but I know I can handle it. Are there any other times we can think of where something's a little scary, but we know we can handle it? No? Trying to think. Maybe when you're learning to ride a bike, or when you're learning something like a new skill, or learning to swim. A lot of people are really scared of swimming because they're afraid of water. But then as they get more comfortable, they learn, it's okay, I have knowledge and experience that is telling me I'm going to be fine. You love swimming? That's good. I was always afraid of swimming. When I was little, I was afraid of getting in the pool. I didn't want water on my face. I didn't like it. I'm okay now because I learned and I have now experiences that tell me I'm going to be safe. And that's how that works. So today in RE, we're going to be talking about trusting life and taking a leap of faith, just like our leapfrog here. Does anyone want to take Larry the leapfrog and carry him to the RE room? Here you go, Claire. You can hold him for me. Thank you so much. We're going to head on out, and we're going to go to our RE lesson across the hallway. All right? I will see you there.
At this time, we will enter into a time for ritual and sacred sharing. We share joys and sorrows, concerns and milestones. For this week, we light a candle first for Eileen H's husband, Ed. I think many of you know he was hospitalized last weekend, and he's been moved to a rehabilitation center now, so he has stabilized more. He has a broken clavicle was what happened. So we light a candle for Bob V., who was hospitalized this past week. Still trying to figure out what was going on. He's gone back home now to the center where he and Linda live in Salisbury. For Susan B., with her ongoing health concerns. For Paula, who is having knee surgery on Friday. For all the many people who've been impacted by the storms in the South and Midwest in the past day or two. For all who were impacted by the fires in California and their ongoing recovery efforts. For everyone impacted by Hurricane Helene and ongoing recovery efforts. For the immediate relief of the people of Gaza. For all areas of violence around the world, including Haiti, the Sudan, the Middle East, and the ongoing war in Ukraine. For our country, that we might continue to work towards a society which is filled with love, human rights, empathy, and justice for all people. Now, at this time, you are welcome to come forward as you would like to do so. You may come forward along the far wall. We have our prayer stand where you may fill out a prayer card and place it on the stand. You may light your own candle of joy or concern, or you may place a stone in our shared water. We now light a few more candles for the things we hold in our hearts which remain unspoken, and also for those who are joining us virtually to honor what is in their hearts as well. At this time, I invite us into a period of quiet rest and meditation or prayer. We will have a period of silence. I will begin with sounding the singing bowl. And during this time of silence, I invite you to settle into your seat and to deepen your breath and to pay attention to that core of who you are, that gut, that instinct, that divine light. To sit and to simply breathe, connecting more fully with that part which shines so brightly within you.
Today's wisdom reading is Prayer for the Unknown Self by John O'Donohue. So much of what delights and troubles you happens on a surface you take for ground. Your mind thinks your life alone. Your eyes consider air your nearest neighbor. Yet, it seems that a little below your heart, there houses in you an unknown self who prefers the patterns of the dark and is not persuaded by the eye's affection or caught by the flash of thought. It is a self that enjoys contemplative patience with all your unfolding expression. It's never drawn to break into light, though you entangle yourself in unworthiness and misjudge what you do and who you are. It presides within like an evening freedom that will often see you enchanted by twilight without ever recognizing the falling night. It resembles the underearth of your visible life. All you say and do and think is fostered deep in its opaque and prevenient clay. It dwells in a strange yet rhythmic ease that is not ruffled by disappointment. It presides in a deeper current of time, free from the force of cause and sequence that otherwise shapes your life. Were it to break forth into day, its dark light might quench your mind, for it knows how your primeval heart sisters every cell of your life to all your known mind would avoid. Thus it knows to dwell in you gently, offering you only discreet glimpses of how you construct your life. At times, it will lead you strangely, magnetized by some resonance that ambushes your vigilance. It works most resolutely at night, as the poet who draws your dreams, creating for you many secret doors, decorated with pictures of your hunger. It has the dignity of the angelic that knows you to your roots, always awaiting your deeper befriending, to take you beyond the threshold of want, where all your diverse strainings can come to wholesome ease.
Thank you, Robin. So the Western world is living in what I like to call a post-Enlightenment hangover. Now, some of you might remember some of your Western history courses about the Enlightenment, many years ago. Back in the 17th and 18th century, there was a European movement of intellectuals, all men, by the way, even though we know some women were doing some really important things back then. You have to look a lot harder to find the history of that. But these men were exploring ideas around God and nature, reason, humanity. It evolved into a worldview which has dominated the West ever since, and has spurred significant developments in art and philosophy and politics. Names of men like Newton, Descartes, Locke, Hobbes, Rousseau, and Bacon were held up as the highest intellectuals. In fact, I remember quoting Descartes when I was in 6th grade. I was just wanting to learn so much. I think, therefore I am. That seemed like the most powerful statement to me. Now, the Enlightenment movement believed that reason, intellectual reason, was the ultimate gift to man. And I use the word man intentionally here, not humanity. Now, there were a number of revolutionary and positive things that emerged out of the Enlightenment period. Yet key Enlightenment thinkers based their work on early Greek philosophers like Plato. And Plato, with Platonic dualism, saw the world in a very hierarchical and dualistic way. Plato believed that reason was associated with the intellect and that this was associated with men, people who were physically men. Reason, intellect, men. Now down below this, we've got reason, intellect, and men. Down below this is the body. People being trapped by their bodies, and emotion and instinct. And that was associated with women. This idea that women couldn't reason, that was the man's sphere. And that women their bodies were ruled by emotions and instinct and all those things. And that was inferior to the rational ideas of men. Now, we've all heard the misogynistic comments about men being more rational, right? And that women are just so emotional and ruled by their emotions. This is where this comes from Plato in ancient Greece. But if we pay any attention to what's going on around us, in our world, in our daily interactions, or especially in the political sphere, we know that men being ruled by reason and rationality and intellect, and women only being irrational and emotional, that's just not true. So the beliefs of these Enlightenment thinkers still pervade and our thought and the way that we function in the West today. The idea of trusting one's body or one's gut or one's instinct is seen as less than intellect and reason. But great spiritual thinkers throughout history, well before the Enlightenment and afterwards, have known that this Platonic dualism is not what is going to get one along the spiritual journey. Great spiritual thinkers have known throughout history that the divine light which shines within each one of us, that's really what is important. Now, if we can get ourselves out of our rational minds with all the thoughts they contain and pay more attention to the divine light within us, to our gut, to our instinct, our spiritual journey will be much more fulfilling. Trusting ourselves means that we trust our gut, we trust our core, we trust our inner divine light. Now, the Oscars just happened very recently, and I tend to see most of the animated films which are nominated. The other ones can be very scattered. There was one film that was nominated called The Wild Robot, an animated feature. Any of y'all seen that? So, okay, it's streaming on Peacock. I cannot recommend it enough, okay? Especially if you have little ones. It is animated, but as with most animated films, they've got a lot going on up there for those of us who are older, too. So the movie begins with this terrible storm, and this terrible storm lands this robot, who becomes known as Roz, on a wilderness island where no human exists. Now, Roz has been programmed to help. That's all she's programmed for, to help. But there are no humans there to tell her how she can help. Now, as she is trying to survive the dangerous conditions of the island and all these animals who aren't certain what she is, Roz accidentally destroys a nest of goose eggs, except for one lone egg. Now, with the help of Fink, who's a wily fox out on his own, Roz realizes her purpose is to help this tiny gosling who was left orphaned. Now, she names this little gosling, the tiniest of the litter, Bright Bill. Bright Bill. And she nurtures and teaches him what he needs to survive, even to the point where he is able to fly south for the winter, a long, arduous flight, which Goose, his size, would normally not be able to make. But Roz had made it happen. So Bright Bill is so tiny, and this flight south that he's able to undertake is just a huge accomplishment. Now, lots of other things happen in the movie, but for our purpose today, Roz nurtures Bright Bill so that he can trust his instinct. He is born with this instinct, and she nurtures him and enables him to connect with that instinct, with that gut, so that he can do great things that no one else thought he could do. Her faith in him never wavers. But it isn't just that Bright Bill learns to trust his instinct, his gut. Roz, this robot, does as well. She is a robot, the pinnacle of reason, right? Intellectual thought, something that Enlightenment forebears would have thought was the absolute greatest achievement. But Roz, throughout this process, realizes that reason, using only reason, limits her. She begins to develop heart and to trust her gut and even to love. Even though that makes no sense with this programmed thoughts in her head. And it's when she begins to develop a heart and to trust her gut and to trust the love that she feels for Bright Bill and Fink and others. That's when she becomes much more than just a programmed set of rational thoughts. Now, as Roz develops heart, and it takes precedence over all these programs that her robot circuits held, I'm reminded of these words from the Buddhist teacher Sharon Salzberg. To offer our hearts in faith means recognizing that our hearts are worth something, that we ourselves in our deepest and truest nature are of value. It's not what we carry in our head, any intellectual ability. It's who we are, the core of who we are. That's the value. Our value is not from intellect or rational thought. Our value is from that inner divine light which burns so brightly at the core of who we are. And our faith journey is about learning to trust it. C. Joy Bell offers these words. I have come to accept the feeling of not knowing where I'm going, and I have trained myself to love it. Because it is only when we are suspended in mid-air with no landing in sight that we force our wings to unravel and alas begin our flight. And as we fly, we still may not know where we are going, but the miracle is in the unfolding of the wings, in the trust. You may not know where you're going, but you know that so long as you spread your wings, the wind will carry you. Our wings can only truly unfurl when we learn to trust our gut. Our rational minds have a great deal to offer. I don't want us to forego that. Okay. They too are a gift from divine spirit and something we are called to utilize. But it's only when we combine what's in our head with what is in our gut, when we combine those things, that's when we can truly unfurl our wings and soar in flight. That is when we truly embody love and divine light. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
Now let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and of hope, for we are now the keepers of the dream. This month, we're sharing our offering plate with UU Justice North Carolina. UU Justice NC joyfully organizes Unitarian Universalists to co-create a transformative movement for justice through spiritual grounding, collaboration, and imagination. We ask that you place your gift in the baskets as they make their way around the room, and you're always welcome to give online at puuc.org or by texting PUUC at the number 73256. Today's offering will now gratefully be received.
We give thanks for these generous gifts from your heart, gifts which help us to continue to share love throughout this world. Amen. I invite you now to please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn. It's found in our great hymnal, number 126, Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing. Before we extinguish our chalice, I offer thanks for all of our many volunteers who help make this service possible each Sunday. I also ask that before you leave today, if you can take your hymnals, place them on the piano near the cart. That's always a big help. Let us do as we do each Sunday as we continue in this spirit of love and holiness together. And let us give thanks. Thanks either in with words for others to hear or in our hearts for the things for which we are grateful today.
Bob and I celebrated our 62nd anniversary yesterday.
Oh, congratulations. So for all of us joining us virtually, Bob and Sandy's 62nd anniversary. I'm just giving you another 5 years. 5 years from now, we'll do it again. So, yeah, 62nd. That's wonderful.
Thanks for the storm moving through.
Yes, thanks for the storm moving through so we can all get here safely. Absolutely. Yes.
I'm grateful to
car registered for working to keep the deer out of our new sanctuary park.
Yes. Many thanks for Harry for keeping the deer out of the new kind of sanctuary plantings we have here. Y'all aren't here early, but our cameras let us know that the crack of dawn we have deer who like to come up here and nibble, enjoy themselves. So I'm not here at the crack of dawn either. I've only seen it on the cameras. Okay, so. Grateful for the red buds. Yes.
Mike and I are very grateful for all of the messages we received last Sunday.
Thank you.
Everything is fine.
So Anne and her husband Mike are grateful for all the messages of support they received last Sunday. Mike's, doing fine, doing better, and we're just, as always, so glad to have you back here with us too. So.
For caring friends and family and friends who lend books, good books.
Yes, caring friends and family and friends who lend good books. Yes, absolutely. In that last one, I'll tell you. We give thanks for all these things and also so much more which we carry in our hearts today. We now extinguish our chalice, but we carry its light and its warmth and its meaning with us until we meet again. May we go in peace, believe in peace, create peace wherever we wander. May it be so. Now for our closing song, we form a circle. You may hold hands if you would like to, or you may simply place your hands on your heart.